Hello, this is Keith All, and in today's learning lesson or tutorial, we're going to learn how to create this ripple reflection text effect. So there are multiple steps to do this, so let's go over to a new canvas and let's see how we could do this. We're also going to learn something about the pattern stamp tool also, which is what created this background here. So let's go over here. I'm going to create a new layer. Now I'm going to use the pattern stamp tool. Let's see. Here it is, right here. It's where the clone stamp tool is. It's right underneath it. So I'm going to choose the pattern stamp tool. And choose a large brush size like I have here. And then what you want to do is keep the opacity 100, flow 100, and you come over to this drop down here in the options bar, and you could play around with any pattern that you want, but I chose to choose a color pattern. So I chose this one right here. So all you have to do is then start painting across your layer here, and it creates that pattern for you. Yes, there are different ways to get a pattern background, but I'm just showing you what you could do with the pattern stamp tool. So that's that. Now our next step is we want to create a text layer. So I'm going to choose the text horizontal type tool. I already got my font chosen, the size, and the color, so just play around with those settings yourself. I'm going to click the check mark to apply these changes. Now use the move tool to move this over here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this layer with the shortcut key Control J on a PC. Okay, now I'm gonna use the transform tool so I could flip this down here. So again, multiple ways to do it. You could go to edit, transform, then you could use the flip options down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do Control T to that. And then see this toggle here, middle toggle? Once it turns to a double arrow, just click and drag this down and it flips it for you. Okay, I'm going to now move this up here. Click the check mark to accept these changes. Now let's create a blur. And then we're going to make this look like it's a reflection in the water or a ripple effect. So with the top layer selected, we're going to go up to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur. And it's asking whether or not you want to create a smart object or rasterize it. I'm going to choose rasterize. And I'm going to keep the settings as is, which is, again, this is something that you can play around with. I chose 90 as the angle and 35 for the distance. So if I change the angle, just watch what happens to the blur effect. So again, play around with this to see what you can find out on the effects that it will have. So I'm going to click OK. Now I'm going to use the smudge tool. So that's right over here. It's coupled with the blur tool, sharpen tool. So I'm going to use smudge. And again, choose a brush size that you want, and again, play around with the strength percentage. I'm choosing 10%. So all you have to do with the smudge tool is click and drag and watch what happens. See, it pulls the text over. So again, you could wave through it a second time to get the effect that you want. Then you come down here and do the same thing. Then I got to do right here. So it creates that ripple effect. Now our next step is I'm going to give it more blur, but this time I'm going to choose Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. And then again, play around with this radius here. Get the effect that you want. I'm going to choose about maybe 7. Let's see. Right there. And I'm going to click OK. So one other effect that we could add to this is add a gradient. So I'm going to go to the gradient tool. Select that. My foreground background color is black and white. So I'm going to choose a foreground to transparent option. Click OK, and I'm just going to draw a line. I'm holding down the Shift key as I click and drag up because it does a straight line, and let go. So there you have it. That's how one way that you can create a ripple reflection text effect, or basically it could also be used to create like it's a reflection in the water. So play around with these techniques and see what you could do with your future projects or current projects. Remember to subscribe to my channel and click on that bell notification so you always get updated when a new video is uploaded. And again, please like, share, and comment. Thanks again for stopping by today. You have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.